David and Sammy were the best of friends. They did everything together, and they were practically like brothers. But they were also very different. David was this nervous kind of nature. He was always worried, always looking over his shoulder, thinking someone's trying to trick him. Sammy, on the other hand, was carefree, happy, easygoing, and trusting. One day, David and Sammy go for a hike in the mountains. After a few hours, they sit down, have a bite to eat, and suddenly Sammy notices something glistening, something shiny over the side. So they walk over to explore, and they find a treasure. Thousands and thousands of gold coins. The boys are really excited, as you can imagine. A real treasure. But the boys are also mature, and they decide that they're going to keep the treasure and bury it, so they should be rich when they're old and they can't work anymore. So both the boys, they split the treasure exactly in half, fair's fair, and they take the treasure home to their houses. Now, David, as we've said, has got this nervous nature. So he's worried, how's he going to bury it? When's he going to bury it? And he decides that the only safe time is at 3 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the night. No one's going to be watching. It's going to be pitch black outside. Then it's safe to bury his treasure. So he stays up, comes 3 o'clock, he creeps outside, and he starts digging this huge hole in his back garden. He buries the treasure, covers the grass over that it should look like nothing's happened, and goes back into his bed and pulls his duvet over himself. But as soon as he's trying to fall asleep, he's already plagued by worry. He starts thinking, did someone see me? Is it really safe there? And he's not sure. And he decides that the next night, again at 3 o'clock, to make sure no one sees him, he's going to have to check that his treasure's safe. And this goes on for several years. He's never really calm. He's never really sure, is his treasure safe? Sammy, on the other hand, goes home. He's pretty chilled about things. In the afternoon, as soon as he comes there, he digs a hole in his garden, chucks the treasure in, and goes to eat supper. Now really, Sammy's neighbor has been watching him, and it was in broad daylight. He saw this huge treasure being buried in Sammy's garden. And Sammy's evil neighbor goes and steals Sammy's treasure. But Sammy never knows about it. And Sammy goes on with his life pretty happy, and he thinks if he ever needs his treasure when he gets old, he'll have it there in his back garden. Now there's a tragic end to this story. Sammy and David die in a car crash when they're 50 years old. So let's analyze this. Two people, one really was rich and one really was poor, but one lived a happy life. One never worried, and the other one always did. You see, blessing is not always about what we have. Blessing is often about our mindset. Happiness doesn't depend on what a person actually has. Happiness depends on our perspective. This week, the Torah tells us about blessing. The Torah tells us that true blessing is when people feel secure. V'shavtem ve'in macharid. We're not afraid. We feel comfortable. We're serene. We have peace of mind. Are the richest people around us truly the happiest? The Torah tells us who is rich, one who is happy with his lot. You see, people are searching for the city of happiness. What they don't realize is that it's in the state of mind. If we feel blessed, then we truly are blessed. If we feel lucky with what we have, if we cherish our family and friends and all that we have, then we truly are blessed people.